Yes, it actually is possible to eat healthy and still have a life.
Factor has made the biggest difference in how I eat.
What a narc. Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't be doing that. You're a cop.
I'll arrest both of them. What do you want to do about it?
What's this? We got some peptides for the car. Hey, a little BPC 152. Hey, little test in there. What's going on? What? Hey, shut your mouth, cop.
I'm really...
This cop's trying to boss me around. Listen.
If I had to pick my least favorite person on this rally, I think
I am sick and tired of all my multiple.
Look at her shirt. Look at her shirt. Hold on. Oh my, it is not. You didn't.
I finally found a way to record my videos 10 times.
Without pulling it down, it actually looks funnier like that.
It's so funny.
Because your face is like scrunched up. Like
editor, stretch my face.
You're like this. Yeah, there you go. That is legit. Good for you guys. Good for you. At least this is the long stuff. Like the long stringy stuff. The short, dude, ends up in your air vac.
Twice already he's gotten me, and the first time it was the little gold flakes.
Oh yeah, look at that. Damn. Crazy is you just take that now and throw it in someone's car.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
I think you're next. You might be next. I don't know.
Bro, you might be next. Maybe no one's heard what happens because Dave's not here, but usually Dave warned people. Listen, you can prank me, but understand it doesn't go any harder once you get me. It's game over.
Oh, is it so?
Just
I don't know.
be forewarned.
I don't know.
Right? Like all of a sudden it's like gas on car, light it on fire. Oh, funny, right?
Got you.
Bro, just when I thought you couldn't get any more annoying.
I love you too.
I love you too. It's pretty awesome. Dude, no joke, your face is actually red.
Dude, it's 118 in the car.
So hot. So
I'll
hot.
have to find an advanced auto and see if it's not charged or something.
Yeah. That is just you know what? That is just a good looking 812 GTS. It's a good looking, that's an even better looking man right there. Yo, I love your car. I love your car. However, you got to know who had the real 720 GTR first, right?
I know. No, I know.
Sai built this, right? Yeah. Looks dope. Oh, we got a lineup in here. A lineup.
Yes.
What'd you buy?
Fine.
That's how that works. Got the camera. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
How's the team?
Doing good.
Yeah?
Could be better.
Could be better. It's all right. He owns the Canucks.
Amanda.
What are you getting?
Amanda.
All right, I'm keeping my eye on you.
Looking for Amanda for a while.
Jeez. Coke Zero. That's my dirty treat for the day. Dirty treat. Do we have any beef jerky? You guys got any no sugar alien jerky in this place? Damn. Well, they got some jam. The two rows of jam. Or is this honey? This is jam, and this is honey. That's crazy. This place is a trip. Look at it. Look at it. We had some stones for good luck. This corner is wild. Just hard right up this hill. Welcome to Pahrump. Evan texts me and he is unable to withstand the heat. It's actually starting to get to him. He's gonna try to find an AutoZone or something, some sort of automotive store. He thinks that maybe he needs to recharge his AC. I don't think it just works like that. I think honestly, there's a leak or something blew in the line, so even if he recharges it, I don't think it's gonna last very long. It's very odd. Or it's honestly just too hot and it's overwhelming the system. That happens in older cars. His car's new, but it happens in like the Mercy, it's happened in the Squadra. His car is currently just boiling him to death right now. Like, he can't handle this. Again, we're in Pahrump, like Death Valley area. It's just extremely hot. Extreme temperatures right here. It's literally 115 degrees right now. Brutal. Okay. What do you think's going on with your car?
Maybe it's just not fully charged, is my hope.
Bro.
It's way too hot for this.
I don't know, man. I want to be positive,
Yeah, I'm
but
trying to be hopeful here.
it seems odd Like, you know how if you drive the Mercy or the Squadra and just really hot temperatures like this, sometimes it just overpowers the system. Yeah, that's the problem, is it was working and then it's not, so it does seem odd.
We'll see. You gotta at least try.
This is true, my friend. So this is what you read right here. And then you got that, which is the equivalent, and then you just plug it in right there. That is really convenient.
There's a good chance that someone worked on it and then they never completely filled it. Because it was working until it got really hot, so maybe it's just not cold. Or maybe it failed. We'll find out.
We don't want to kill Evan in the desert. You were dying, hey?
Whew, it was too much. I'm soaked.
Dude, it's Death Valley. This is where people die.
Oh, wow.
We don't want Evan to die. Right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Too young. There you go. Boom, boom. That's not good. I can see you thinking.
This is on the wrong one.
Is it?
No, it won't even fit.
No, that's the one then, right?
Yeah. So that's not it.
Damn. Uh-oh. Could be in serious trouble out here. What's it doing?
You should only need like 50 PSI.
What?
Oh, you know what else it might be?
What?
I wonder if they blew the fuse for the
What are we gonna do? You're just gonna try to run it? We're almost at Spring Mountain.
yeah.
Let's go park it in the shade and see if it helps cool off. Man, he's just sweating his bag off in there. I feel bad for Evan, man. Like, it's seriously hot. I gotta turn my AC back up here. Whew. It is killer. Oh, yeah, that's better. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tourist town. Tourist town. We gotta make sure we do 35. It's a 35 zone. Keep it super chill, you guys. Police escort. Let's go. Shutting this strip down. Welcome to Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Boys, how's it going? How's the car running? What an awesome car, man. Real proper gearbox in that thing. Welcome to Vegas. Welcome to Vegas. How you guys doing? Great. How was your drive? His air conditioning went out. I know, right? Bro, it's hot out here.
Yo, what's up, J-Man?
Oh, go ahead. Someone went hard with the confetti.
Like a rock, coming from the soul to the top. Yeah. Just got off the phone with my mama, yeah, she proud of me. This one for the ones who lost a vision, yeah, they died of me. This one for the ones who got on late.
Straight up shut down the strip. Everybody wants it. Good to be back in Vegas. This thing sounds sick. What up? How was your drive? Confetti! Look at all the people.
See the guap, get the guap, that's a lot. Hit the gas, need no brakes.
Oh, got the back of the car. Savage. You got the back of your car. Yeah. You got some payback? Oh.
Bro, I'll be pissed, bro. It could take so long to get that shit out your car. I'll be so annoyed if they did that to me. Let me put my beat on real quick.
Wavvy Beatz.
Looked like simple rural sheds, but inside they held reinforced structures, hidden launch platforms, battery charging stations, and remote-controlled roof mechanisms. The design allowed for drones to be launched either vertically or at an angle, depending on their type, while built-in signal shielding helped them avoid early detection by Russian surveillance. Once these mobile silos were ready, Ukrainian intelligence operatives, possibly with help from local sympathizers, moved them deep into Russian territory. The trucks were quietly driven to pre-selected sites near key airbases, parked in places like forests, farms, or industrial areas where they blended into the landscape. They remained dormant for days or even weeks, with drones preloaded, charged, and waiting for the command to strike. When the time came, encrypted activation signals were sent remotely. The roofs of the containers slid open and the drones lifted off, some vertically, others using ramps or compressed air launch systems for a silent start. Because the launch sites were positioned just a few kilometers around 2 miles from their targets, the drones were able to reach their objective.
Guys, this is modern warfare now, man. Fucking drones everywhere, man. Isn't it wild to see how warfare has changed so significantly? It went from like trench warfare in World War I to airfare in World War II. Now, it's literally just drones. Absolutely nuts. And if you guys are wondering, I'm eating some dried mangoes here and some Quest protein chips, as you guys know.
Quickly, leaving little time for Russian defenses to react. Operators guided them in real time using live video feeds, steering the drones with precision toward parked aircraft, fuel depots, and radar installations. Many of the drones carried high explosive or shaped charge warheads designed to pierce aircraft fuselages or ignite fuel stores. Some exploded on impact, while others used delayed fuses to cause maximum damage after reaching their targets. The operation was more than just a tactical win. It highlighted the growing sophistication of drone warfare and Ukraine's ability to strike deep inside Russian territory. In total, 117 drones were launched in a highly coordinated attack that hit at least 5 major air bases. Among the targets were strategic bombers, including aircraft Russia no longer manufactures, making their loss even more significant. These are the area where Ukraine struck 34% of Russia's strategic bomber fleet. Ukraine targeted strategic nuclear bombers at the Belaya Air Base in Siberia. Other key military installations also came under attack, including the Ivanovo Air Base northeast of Moscow and the Dyagilevo Air Base south of the capital. A massive explosion rocked the Arctic city of Severomorsk, home to Russia's largest fleet of nuclear submarines. Ukraine also struck the Olenya Guba naval base in the Murmansk region. Reaching as far as Siberia, the operation inflicted serious damage, reportedly destroying or disabling a significant portion of Russia's strategic bomber fleet. The strike marked a turning point, not only in the conflict itself, but in the evolution of drone warfare on the modern battlefield. Among the high-priority targets were the Tu-95 and Tu-22 strategic bombers, aircraft frequently used by Russia to launch cruise missile attacks deep into Ukrainian territory. The A-50 airborne early warning and control aircraft, vital for coordinating Russian air operations and detecting incoming threats, were also targeted. According to Ukrainian sources, the impact of the strike was substantial. More than 40 aircraft were reportedly hit. While some were completely destroyed in the explosions, others suffered significant damage, rendering them inoperable for extended periods. There are reports suggesting that Ukraine may have been using fiber optic control systems, which are immune to electronic warfare jamming. At the front of the drone is a camera with an RPG warhead positioned just below it. The warhead is flanked by 2 batteries located here and 4 propellers. However, the drone has a downside. The added weight with the fiber optic reduces its flight time to just 15 to 20 minutes, and its range is limited to only 1 mile or less. This when compared to a standard drone without fiber optic, it travels more than 5 miles, which translates to around 10 kilometers. To understand how Ukraine launched these FPV drones, let's take a look at how they are made. First, we have the carbon fiber frame, which provides a lightweight yet strong structure. The frame is designed to withstand the stresses of high-speed flight and collisions. Next, you'll notice the 4 propellers, each connected to its corresponding motor. These propellers are strategically designed with opposite angles to ensure smooth and balanced flight. This counter-rotation helps the drone maintain stability and agility during flight. All of this advanced technology requires a central processor, or what can be considered the brain of the drone. This role is played by the thin motherboard placed here. As you can see, these are not covered, which helps in reducing weight. It manages all the flight operations, processes data from sensors, and translates commands from the remote control into action. Moving to the back of the drone, we find the cables that connect the motherboard to the power supply, which is provided by the battery. The battery is one of the heaviest components of the drone due to its energy density. Depending on its size and capacity, the battery can power the drone for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. Next, let's move to the propellers and motors also need power and precise instructions to function correctly. They are connected through a series of cables located here. Both supply power and transmit control signals from the flight controller. These cables are exposed to minimize weight, ensuring the drone remains as light and efficient as possible. At the front of the drone, you'll find a camera that is connected to both the motherboard and the radio receiver, allowing it to transmit live video footage back to the pilot. This SEV enables the pilot to see exactly where the drone is flying in real time, providing crucial visual information for navigation and target acquisition. However, modern warfare has introduced new challenges. For instance, Russian forces are increasingly utilizing electronic warfare systems. These systems work by jamming the radio signals between the drone and its pilot, effectively disrupting communication and control. When this happens, the pilot loses the ability to see and control the drone, which can lead to mission failure. To counter these tactics, the Ukrainians have developed an effective solution, deploying an additional drone to act as a signal enhancer. This secondary drone strengthens the connection between the primary drone and the pilot, ensuring a stable link even in the presence of electronic interference. By boosting the signal, this method helps to neutralize the impact of the enemy's electronic warfare units. With this enhanced connection, the pilot regains control and can continue to maneuver the drone toward its designated target, maintaining operational effectiveness despite the enemy's attempts to jam communications. Finally, we have the warhead located here at the bottom. This particular weapon is an RPG, or in full-form rocket-propelled grenade. If we take a closer look inside, we can find the piezoelectric trigger. This trigger mechanism is housed within the RPG warhead and features an air-filled cavity with a conical liner. However, this trigger might not function as intended if the drone is moving too slowly or if it strikes a solid mass, like a tank not in full force. In such cases, the piezoelectric trigger may fail to activate. To address this, an additional trigger mechanism has been installed at the front of the warhead to ensure it detonates on impact either manually by the operator. Let's examine this warhead more closely. At the front, you'll find the piezoelectric trigger. The piezoelectric trigger is a device that generates a voltage when subjected to deformation, exploiting the piezoelectric effect. Its purpose is to measure changes in pressure, acceleration, temperature, strain, or force by converting these changes into an electrical charge. Just behind it, there is an air-filled cavity and a conical liner. This explosive is intentionally inverted, and this configuration is designed to create a high-velocity jet of heat. This jet is meant to penetrate lightly armored vehicles, or in some cases can even damage a main battle tank. Once the booster propels the rocket out of the tube, the fins on the rocket open up to stabilize its flight path for its intended target. Remember the warhead or grenade we talked about earlier? This is how it works. It first hits the piezoelectric trigger, which activates the detonator. The warhead, along with this conical liner, converges to create a jet of steel and heat ready to penetrate a steel armor plate or vehicle. The drone can also be equipped with different types of ammunition. One option is the shotgun effect, where the blast scatters shrapnel over a wide area, increasing the chances of hitting enemy soldiers. This mechanism can be manually triggered by the operator, allowing for greater control and creating a more significant impact on the battlefield. The reason Ukraine took out these strategic nuclear bombers because they have been wreaking havoc. Let's take a look at how they might work. The 3 planes can work together as nuclear and attack aircraft. In Stage 1, the Tu-22M can sweep in and target enemies using Kh-22 or 32 long-range supersonic anti-shipping cruise missiles, or the Kinzhal, specifically designed to engage U.S. Navy supercarriers. Meanwhile, the Tupolev Tu-95 can be positioned as a command and control center, while also striking less defended infrastructures like the usual communication towers. This slows down the enemy response in the battlefield. Finally, the Tu-160 Blackjack, also known as the White Swan, would launch cruise missiles once in range. These missiles would travel low and slow under enemy radar to reach their targets. This tactic is typical for all bombers in a nuclear war scenario. The Tu-160 can open its weapon bay doors and release nuclear cruise missiles one after another. These cruise missiles deploy their wings when dropped, and it can fly towards their targets, creating a nuclear explosion upon impact.
That's crazy.
However, the aftermath...
So that's a big deal that Ukraine took out some of Russia's nuclear-capable aircraft. Big fucking deal.
Of such an attack can cause a nuclear fallout. When a nuclear weapon detonates, dust mixed with radioactive fission products are drawn into the detonation's radius, even spreading towards the attacker's own country and people. This nuclear dust can spread all through Europe, Russia, China, and even the rest of Asia if this happens to explode mid-air. This creates a situation where nobody wins, as it affects a lot of people, including those who initiated the attack. Do check out our original animated video on anti-aircraft gun like the M2 Browning, how to fire at an enemy aircraft, and the Zu-23 and how to operate them. So stay subscribed to not miss a beat.
All right, let's see here.
President Trump.
4 days ago. Okay, let's see here. So it seems like there might be a new ceasefire deal that they're trying to bring forward. Let me...
Meanwhile, the U.S. government is awaiting a response from Hamas to a U.S. ceasefire plan in Israel, which the Israeli government has already accepted. Fox's Alex Hogan has the story.
A proposal on the table to pause the war in Gaza.
We're very close to an agreement on Gaza, and we'll let you know about it during the day or maybe tomorrow, and we have a chance of that.
Today, Hamas says it's reviewing the plan, one it argues would create a continuation of violence.
Sully says, hey bro, do you think or know about the meeting with the CEO of BlackRock and Mexico's president that happened last year? Didn't hear about it. Leon Phelps says, don't know if you touched on this yesterday, but have you spoken on the attempted assassination on Putin by NATO? Yes, I did. A couple days ago, last week, I think.
Rather than a period of de-escalation, the White House announced Thursday Israel had accepted the terms laid out by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. The current proposal would include a 60-day ceasefire and release 10 living hostages, as well as the remains of 18 dead hostages. Israel would release more than 1,200 Palestinian detainees in prison.
1,200, bro. Wow.
Along with the bodies of 180 Palestinians. 58 hostages remain in Gaza. 23 are believed to still be alive. Families in Israel gathered in Tel Aviv this week to mark 600 days of war.
Yep, they're pissed off at Netanyahu. He's not doing enough to get them back, and he could have got them back on October 10th. I talked about this.
Until a deal is reached, the war drags on. Today, Palestinians ran for cover after this Israeli strike in Gaza City. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a private nonprofit, says it delivered more than 2 million meals in the last several days. The Red Cross argues aid shipments are insufficient, calling the humanitarian situation beyond catastrophic. And European leaders are voicing stronger criticism. Today, French President Emmanuel Macron warned France will toughen its stance on Israel if a better solution is not found quickly.
Demand respect for human rights, which is not what has been happening today.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, bro.
And apply sanctions.
And Germany's foreign minister warned the country will decide whether or not to approve future weapons shipments to Israel based on the humanitarian situation in Gaza. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
All right, hold on one
A
sec.
lot to discuss here, including a potential ceasefire deal.
All right, hold on one sec, chat.
Meanwhile, the U.S. government...
One of my guys is saying that Suleiman's running a space on another drone attack. Let's see here what happened. And apparently there was another deal that's been rejected. I see here Kyle Kulinski says that, let's see. Israel rejects Hamas offer. I don't know how true. Okay, let's go ahead real quick to... let me see. Let me go to Suleiman real fast. What they're doing in this space. Alright, let's see. Show more. Look, Crowder talking about Tommy Lauren is such a bro. I've been telling you guys forever that this chick is like, she is a undercover feminist, man.
A major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less, and if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And therein lies a big part of the problem. It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those.
So, he makes good points here. Crowder says, okay, Tom Larry, here's the issue. Blaming men for everything isn't the winning strategy you think it is. You're listing all the things that you expect from men. Okay, but maybe men have expectations too. And for better or worse, anyone from Jordan Peterson to Andrew Tate is telling young men what they need to do to be more desirable, work out, learn new skills, become a leader. Meanwhile, young women are celebrated for everything they do, despite the fact that they are 2 times as likely to be obese and much more likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. The message to young men is clear. Get your house in order. Make yourself desirable so you can
Yeah,
find
he's a
the
crazy
right
for real. This
woman
is
for
nuts.
them. So I ask you, Tom,
Suck the
what do
dick.
young women need to do to better themselves? See, and this is 100% true. Like, we never hold women accountable for anything, dude. We really don't. Like, you know, women are accepted no matter how they fucking behave, dude. Literally, that's what it is. Here, and I'll go ahead. I'll even cook a little bit here too as well. Let's go into this space though. I'll bring this over here. Let's see. Let's see what these guys are talking about. I think they're talking about the drone strike.
Russia, and I saw you post something about Putin saying, well, he has an issue with Finland being involved in NATO. At first he didn't, and also this is what's I'll try and call into the space tomorrow.
Actually, no, I got Mel in the house. We're gonna transition over to Diddy, chat. We're gonna transition over to Diddy.
All right, so this is Diddy updates.
Bear with me. Yo, Mel.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you, bro. What's up?
All right.
Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and move you on screen here real fast. All right. Boom. How was court today, bro?
Because I'm Diddy updates.
Yeah, it was really exciting. Brian Steele came and he really hit a home run. He really broke her down syllable by syllable. I mean, it was amazing to watch. They started off court talking about this video that I left off with yesterday.
Okay.
And basically, they said it. She gave a false persona on Thursday when she was crying all day with her head down.
Okay. So, all right, I'll kind of let you take us through it, man. So what went down today? So Brian Steele was running the cross-examination, and they introduced that video that you told us about last time, right? That shows that her tonality and the way that she speaks is significantly different.
Right. And so the exact words that they use is that she's given a completely different persona than what we saw on Thursday with her crying, having her head down. It almost seems like it was by design, because at the very end of the trial today, the prosecutor says, "Now, why do you keep your head down when you're talking about Diddy?" "Oh, because he really terrified me. He petrified me." So,
of course,
you kind of wonder was she coached that way. But anyway, they started off the case talking about the video, and then they brought up another video that someone had, I guess, they say they discovered it this morning.
Uh-huh.
It's a video of Mia taking alcohol shots and probably acting out of order. And so they wanted to put it on the screen. They showed it to the judge, and Mia's attorney stood up because it was showing on the screen. You know how when we sit in the public section, we could see the screens that the attorneys have? So Mia's attorney stood up and says, "Hey, some of the people in the audience can see the video, and it's affecting the appearance of my client." So that came out as well. I'm shocked that this is not something that they would have caught a long time ago.
So, and you said her attorney stood up when this video was played?
Stood up. Remember where Cassie's husband was sitting at?
Yes.
Remember that section over to the right? So he stood up from there, and he interjected and said, "Hey, I could see this video on screens, and I don't want the audience seeing it either."
And he want the audience to see the way that she speaks?
Yeah, in the video, the judge actually put the video in eventually, and they actually ended up showing the video. And basically, she's just talking in that different voice than what we heard on Thursday. She's so jolly. She loves Diddy like Diddy is a god. You see what I'm saying? So.
So it's a stark contrast from her testimony, how she's in there shy, timid, staring at the floor. But when they showed this video of her talking about Diddy, she's over here talking, happy, joyful, etc.
Did you hear this about Diddy?
Her saying that Diddy told her to speak that way. Is that why they showed it, I'm guessing?
Right, exactly.
Okay. Because she tried to claim that she's so shy and timid like that because of Diddy.
Yeah, because of all the abuse that she endured.
And then Brian Steele shows a video of her speaking cheerfully about him.
Right, exactly. For his 44th birthday party, his 44th birthday party.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead.
Brian Steele brought out that she was let go from Diddy's company for alcohol abuse. I mean, he framed it as a question, but it was for alcohol abuse. And also, she was late to work repeatedly. So it wasn't just all about this whole Diddy situation. In fact, she never really brought up any abuse when she was let go.
Something's wrong with the
Okay. When she, and this was how many years ago?
2017.
Okay, so she left officially in 2017, but she kept posting about him.
Terminated in December of 2017, but 2016, but she went on to work for another 6 months. They gave her a 6-month period.
Okay, so she was done in 2016, end of 2016, then she worked for another 6 months, so about like mid 2017 she was gone.
Right.
Okay. All right, so what else happened with cross-examination?
So the judge, he really had what I would call an attitude toward the defense today. Off the top, he says, "I don't want 30 more Instagram posts."
Shit, chilling, taking a little break before I get back to work to knock out a few more things for the night.
Because they had so many.
Nigga, major news though, nigga.
Her personal Instagram post.
I'm streaming on YouTube, by the way, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I fucking signed for my house today.
Was trying to set her up for impeachment.
Oh damn! Where you moving?
So this is how he was going to build his
Hampton,
argument.
right, like 20 minutes down the road.
The judge says, "I don't see where these
Brandon making major moves, man."
Really affect the case.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, I'm happy about this one.
Maybe I shouldn't say that part.
I'll text you the link to the floor plan.
Bro, that's crazy. That fast since we last spoke.
This picture under cross-examination.
Look, here's the craziest part, bro. Like, literally, I was just going by there to like check out a few of the floor
Brian
plans,
still is like, why you didn't tell your
and
family that this guy
literally
was,
went by everywhere
violating
except for
you
the place
and
that
all
was
this
top on
other
my
stuff.
the favorite
So
floor plan from the website.
that's what these posts
Because I
are
looked and I was
about.
like, man, yeah,
And the
these are
judge
doing
shot
even
it
less
down.
for me than I thought
So
they would.
everybody in the audience
Then I
was
stepped in
like,
that
"Whoa,
motherfucker and
you
I
know,
said, boy, this is
looking a little bit off here."
this is the one right here.
Bruh, I went through the same experience. It's just like online dating.
Social media posts that Brian still
It is.
show
It
up to
depends
that
on how
point
they
when the judge
present
got
it. The
out.
house that I got right now, I didn't like it online. It looked pretty raggedy online. They didn't take good pictures. But like you said, when I walked in, I was like, oh my god, this house is fucking nice. And the garage was huge, right? It was the ones online that looked nice with the nice pictures. Those are the ones I didn't like.
Yeah, so
But it was
I mean, like, so this one, it was my favorite online.
But
And I was like,
congratulations to you, dude. That's crazy. Good.
Appreciate it. So I was like, you know, this is probably the only one, and it was weird
Did
because
the judge
like
feel like it was beating a dead horse at that
the
point? Because he would
three
show a post
smallest,
that contradicts her
no,
testimony.
four
and say,
smallest
"Hey, you
properties
hit
were all
Liddy
the
or
same
he
price,
abused you, but why are you
but they
praising me
ranged
here?"
from
Okay.
like 2,500 square feet to like what I got, the one I got, which is like 3,011 square feet.
It was because then Brian still came back and says, "Listen, the reason why I want to show these,
But
30."
I mean, I went down there Saturday to just check it out. Dude was like, "Yeah, we get your contract, blah blah blah." Like, so there's only there because it's a new build, and there are only two of the houses that I want that were when I showed up there. There are only two on the market, and like the next ones won't be done until like August.
Okay. Okay. Did he at least get to
So
show that?
like I go down there as we walk out the house, I'm like, yeah, I like this motherfucker. Like as he's opening the door up, another agent's coming in. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, what's going on, man? He's like, yeah, I'm just showing him the house. He's like, well, you got to show him another house because so and so just signed for close for this one.
What's up, Sarmiento? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they said that. I felt like I was like, man, I think they trying to like finesse me into signing for some shit real quick, you know? Because like, what are the odds that I'm walking down the steps out the door and the guy comes in talking about some, yeah, we just sold this one.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, I don't know about this one. So I hit up my like I was talking to my realtor because she was out of town, and she knew. So
up to this
long,
point,
short of the long, she ended up knowing
right now, you're saying that
the
Bryce
agent that she
saw
works
maybe
with
40
that community.
Instagram posts, and the reason why this is important is because Mia,
He was the
this
one who
star
had walked
witness
in.
who don't know her,
So
well, I know her
I
only,
told her, I was like,
but,
man, it's like it was crazy because like as soon as I'm walking out, I was like, and like as I'm talking about, as I'm like expressing how much I like it, he comes talking about some, yeah, we just sold this one, we only got this one right here left, this is the last one. I'm like, man, I was like, that shit seemed. I was like, I'm not saying it is, but the timing of it's kind of fucking, you know. And then so she ended up hitting that, and so turns out she was actually talking to that dude prior to him walking in there, telling him that she had a client that was out there with the guy I was with. Unbeknownst to him, I was about to walk out that door as he was talking about some, yeah, I just got done selling a unit.
It does a lot of damage, in fact, you know.
Okay,
Bruh,
so
it's nice, man.
all right, so basically,
I was like, fuck. So it was like, so basically the agent that was there, he was like, well, since your realtor's out of town, I should be able to swing my manager to be like, let you have until like, he said, I'm gonna try to go for Wednesday for you to actually sign anything, for we can keep it locked. And then their manager was like, nah, I don't got 48 hours. We're gonna do this shit Monday. So
the redirect, because I'm assuming
like,
the government comes back.
and I'm talking about like all day. I've been like, I don't know, man. Like,
you know, this guy's your abuser, but you're
I don't have. I'm not
about him even after
because I had a
Bad
vision
Boy.
in my
What did the
head of how I was gonna
government
move out and get a house.
Yeah, it's
The
just
issue
nice,
is-
bro.
All those points, you know, the reason why.
And then see, my issue was like,
you were under the jurisdiction of Diddy and his
so
work.
I got a great interest rate. They're paying all the closing costs. All I'm putting down, all I'm having to cough up is the fucking earnest money.
Most of the audience, maybe
That's all.
even the jury, we didn't kind of believe her.
Moving to a brand new spanking house, dude. That's some good shit, man.
It is. That bitch gonna be barren as a motherfucker for a minute. I'm gonna have a kitchen, living room, and my room set up, and I'll have a bed frame for one room, but shit, the mattress that's low on the list because look,
just take your time.
Look on.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, I'm probably gonna wait till as late as possible to actually move in that motherfucker anyway, because I don't necessarily have to move out from where I'm at anyway. It was one of those things of.
2 o'clock he had her.
Okay, so trial started.
So now that I'm on to the last one, all that's left for that floor plan, and like I was thinking they only got like 6 houses left that are like done. I want to say, or close to done. So all they got left are like unlike houses that they're still pouring the slabs out for.
See what was being said.
But the thing about those houses is they're already like, yeah, the price is going to be like 15 to 20,000 higher than everything is,
because of the way Mia
and the interest, and they're not going to get the same interest rate.
Answer words to be
and if they do, it's going to be a while down the road. But
so bad. You know, she just
also tariffs are incoming too.
So bad, you know.
So that's going to find that the time for that to actually being felt is approaching.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, fuck, because like my game plan was I'm just going to wait till the housing market like goes to shit.
The judge was like trying to say
but Atlanta is oblivious to whatever the fuck is going on in America, because in America there's more people selling used houses than buying. In Atlanta, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
like I watched a 3-bedroom 2-bath go for 300,000 in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I heard the pricing down there is just out of control now.
It is, and like so, and it's not changing. Companies keep moving people down here and bringing more jobs, so it's like there's always somebody coming.
He did not see yelling.
And because it's like these major companies, there's people with money coming.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, people in New York and shit, when they come down, like some people can have just come in with a cash offer, boom.
Being argumentative just by asking.
It's hard. It's harder to beat people with cash offers. They can make the deal flat faster than people who got good approved through banks and shit.
Exactly. That's why you gotta have your shit together when you pull up. Like, hey, I already got my shit, brother. What y'all got?
Yeah, basically. Because like you're saying, if the cash offer people come, or not even just, you got them big companies, like you're saying, big ass corporations that are, or the Fannie Mae's and shit, will just come in and get shit too. You competing against them.
Yeah, no, fuck, the worst one's Berkshire Hathaway. Those guys are fucking, oh my god.
Them? Yep.
To a hotel.
Those guys came out of nowhere.
You ain't beating them if they compete for your house.
Kind of like the finger.
Bro, they own like, what, they got like over 50% of all the fucking U.S. Treasury bonds? Like, get the fuck out of here.
The security worker who is currently a police officer, Flores, right?
Yeah, he saved
like
Flores.
I'm like,
he took a picture of the
like I like that, like Berkshire Hathaway. Like I like the fucking like the finesse and all the fucking financial savviness. I fucking dislike the fuck what they're doing to fucking housing prices.
Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you something.
CNN provided that
I guarantee you when that house was built, that bitch might have hit 100,000. Might in the 90s when they built it. And that bitch just went for fucking 3. Because I was like, oh, that'd be the perfect, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, that'd be the perfect little come up house right there. When I saw that price, I said, boy, you smoking major dick if you think I'm dropping. Like, first off, I've been in that motherfucking house. Ain't no fucking piece of that house worth 300,000. God damn,
crazy. You're doing it in the same way, like my grandparents' house. Started off like in the 170s or something like that. Now those houses are starting to get into the 350 range and creeping up to 400s, man.
So that was the argument.
Yeah, my dad just got his the county just did the 25-year reassessment on the property. So they were like, yeah, the house is now.
He took the original.
So before, like somebody fucked up and only put half of the. Oh no, I know what it was. So only half of the house was counted as square feet because the basement wasn't finished.
It's the closest to the original.
My dad finished the basement like a year or two after we got there. So. For like the longest, it's only been it's been like half of the square footage, so the taxes have been really low. But now my dad's like tax exempt, so now it's like they're like, we're doing the reassessment. You can arbitrate anything if you want to reassess whatever. And then they're like, okay, blah blah blah. House value originally 125, new value 335.
And it shows you what's happening in the mirror.
So,
with Diddy throwing things
like nice, and then it's like property tax 0.
Okay, so it's
exempt.
Nice, man. Exempt from property tax.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. Like once my shit, like,
oh, you gonna be exempt from property tax too? Bro, that's major, man.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, only in Georgia?
We come back from lunch.
Yeah, it's a Georgia thing. I don't know what Alabama and other places. I'd imagine Georgia's not the only place with a tax credit with the homestead tax for fully disabled vets.
Not sure where he.
Bro, that's major, man.
Role was he just
what? Let me tell you something.
I think it was David James that came in the same way.
So like as it stands right now, I'm like, because I don't have it yet. Like my shit's like $700 higher than it's gonna be. But once it goes through, it's like $700 off my monthly payment.
Yeah.
Okay, what's his
And that
what's
shit's
his relevance? This
major,
guy.
bro.
Oh,
So,
wait.
and then I also
It probably texted me once a year, right? Though, right? You said monthly?
Yeah, what?
You meant you said monthly. You meant yearly?
But she worked at the hotel.
Well, so it's gonna be part of the
She
escrow.
does the reservation. So she broke down.
So the
after
payment,
Mia
what the
left,
payment I'm
she
making is gonna
came on.
encompass that.
She broke down. Her name was Sylvia Oken. She's worked
So you
at the
saying
Beverly Hills
you would be
Motel
you have a
for 17
$700
years.
monthly expense that's
And
now
she's
not
the
going to be
area
$700?
director of sales and marketing.
Yeah. So what it is, so
person for
the
the
so the
hotel.
taxes
So she
added
wanted
to the
break
escrow
down
for what's being
and
paid. So when I
basically
pay my
we
mortgage,
had
I'm just paying the
various
escrow and
aliases over
paying it
the
off like that.
years. It was
So
one name.
once I get the credit, they're gonna the VA is gonna send me a
Now,
check
that
for
was
what
the
I've spent
current name,
on taxes.
but she said the way the
And they're
system
also
works
going
is
to
that when you
remove that
currently
tax from
print
what
it,
I'm
it'll
spending.
only
So then
print the
the balance I have to pay my
entire
escrow is
thing.
gonna go down
I
because it's
think
gonna be
she
like
said for
fucking
se-
I want to say like
10
15,
years or something.
$17,000,
It'll only print the current
like
names,
total off
but
of
she
like
said
what it would
he
have been
used
over the life
various
of the
aliases
mortgage.
like
Gotcha.
Frank Black.
Yep.
You're happy though with everything?
Like what have you? The
I
same names they
mean,
used previously.
so I am genuinely happy.
Go ahead,
I'm
I'll let you
just
finish what
not,
you're
you know how like you have like a
Jules
vision and
is
like an idea how you
remember I
want
told
things to
you on
go and like
Friday,
how you gonna
Jules
just
is
like
the sex worker that they're trying
like
to
do it the way you want to.
That's their main
Yeah.
sex
They
worker.
flew
Yeah.
him. They
So
flew him
my
from New
disappointment
York to
stems from
LA.
not
So now
doing
they're
it the
trying
way
to
100% the
tie
way I
all the
wanted to.
screws and the
I am
bolts
over the moon though,
to Jules.
enjoy
They're
and
trying to
happy
prove this sex trafficking.
that I've got
Okay.
I've gotten the
let me just
opportunity
understand
and
this real
that
quick
you
because
know
you threw a lot out there.
I've
First,
been
let's do
you know
Steel,
God
then
is
we'll get
working
into
in,
this other
in my
stuff.
life. And
Hell
like,
yeah,
making all
bro.
With Steel,
You got a
So-
brand
Cross
you got a brand
examines goes
what's that,
from
not getting.
9:30
You got a
to
brand
roughly
new
2
house
p.m.
and a
He's
nice
showing
fucking
exhibits that
new car.
contradict her
Come
prior
on, man.
testimony that Diddy was
Yeah,
abusing her,
I
using her
mean,
Instagram and her
and
social
it's
media.
I mean
posts,
it's just
praising
it's
Diddy.
wild, bro. Because it's
The
like
judge gets fed up with it. Hey, you've been showing the same
niggas
thing.
was
He's getting
talking
redundant
shit.
at this point. I think
Like
you've made
when I
your
was like,
point.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm going in the
They
army.
call multiple
Niggas
sidebars
like, bro,
because
you're
when
30,
Brian
you're about to
Steele's
go in the
pressing,
army.
she
Like,
starts
yeah.
crying and stuff like that.
I was like,
And
shit. I was
also
like,
Brian Steele
is that
showed
to
a
go back to
video
school? It's like
that
these niggas. I was
how she
like,
actually speaks
I'm not
how
getting the
joyful
value
and, you know,
that I know I
happy she
have,
is whenever
and
she
I'm
talks
worth
about
on the
Diddy,
market,
which
and
is
I'm not about to
completely
take any of this
contrary
bullshit.
to the
I
testimony
said,
she
if I'm
gave
gonna
where
do
she's sitting
bullshit,
there
I'll go in the
with her head
military because at
down,
least I'm getting
low
benefits
voice,
from these
coming
motherfuckers.
off as a victim because she's claiming
And
that's
that
how she
shit
felt under
was
Diddy. But the reality is,
that shit was
Brian
one
Steele
of
shows
the
this video showing that
that
she's
was
happy
probably
and
the longest
energetic and
2-year
all sort of stuff,
stretch
which, you know, obviously
for a
showed out to show
while.
that
Like
she's
it
not,
was
she's
that was
not
like
lying.
borderline,
Now,
like talking to
when
people who were in
government came
jail,
redirected and basically said,
borderline
she
like
really is abused
halfway
by
house
Diddy,
being in
whatever it
jail
is.
type shit.
Did anything else happen after that?
Where for where I was stuck for 2
Yeah, so
years.
let me tell you what happened.
With Steel.
It starts last week to keep it simple.
So
I try to keep it simple. Last
You
week
win
to
these?
get out,
they were on
get the job
vacation.
I
She
got,
wanted to run
making what I
away, but
make,
Diddy
and
had
be
his
able to even
passport,
like
right? So
do
she painted a
all
picture
that I've been
like he had
doing
her
over the
locked in.
last
She couldn't get back
year,
over
2
the
years,
border.
because
Well, today,
I just had my 1 year
Brian
anniversary
Steele
last month with
systematically
Visa,
broke her
not
down. He
even
pulled
like
out
2
her
weeks ago.
resume.
Bro,
She
you've
confirmed
drastically
that it
changed
was
your life,
hers.
bro.
And he went to
For
the,
real.
maybe
Bro.
line 9
Bro,
of the
like
resume.
bro, it's
Cheetos, bro.
One of the
like
goals that she had was
appreciate it, bro. It's like
documents
it's
and
really like it's
passports.
so unbelievable in my mind. It's like there's no way it's
Bro,
not
bro, he
like
cooked her.
it's beyond me.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm just fucking.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
doing what I
now-
got. I'm
So
just
he-
doing
now-
and
He
walking
said,
in
how
the
the
role I
fuck
need
is he
to walk
holding your
in.
passport when that's
And
your
you know
fucking
everything
job?
else is working great.
And I got a guy, J Man. He just graduated college, so this is kind of like what we need to hear because
Brian Steele's
no, he's
good,
heading in that
man.
direction, getting a
Wow.
house. Okay, he got a job lined up. His girl got a job. She's a nurse.
Remember when she first
So
came
now
on
they're trying to
stand,
build
she talked
themselves
about
up.
how she worked for 24 hours.
Yeah,
On a
bro,
good
I'm telling you,
day,
that
she could
shit's
get 4 hours of
shit's
sleep.
major,
On a
man.
bad day, 2 hours.
That
right?
shit is major.
On her resume, she said that
They both graduated from JSU just now.
24/7
Sheesh,
roles.
nice.
Bro, it's on the resume.
Shit. Hey, I'm be right back. I gotta go talk shit real quick with my boys from the army.
And you could see her demeanor changing. It's almost like a person that's
got caught. You know, that's how it went
The
down.
P Diddy case in the back. I'm about to start a game.
So, wow. Okay, so what was the jury's face like during all of this? Like, do you think he completely destroyed her? Like, do you think she's out of here now, Mia, as far as the witness goes?
Mia is finished.
Okay.
I don't think anybody could really take her seriously at this point.
That's
because
huge.
They showed, remember I told you she was terminated basically in 2016. She ended it in 2017. So let me just give your audience just a little purview of what happened. This is her emails to Diddy or her text messages, what have you.
Yep.
Christmas 2018. Merry Christmas. I love you so much to Diddy. Right? 2018, 2019. The Happy New Year. She says, so much. Oh, she says, always so much love you, Diddy. January the 15th, 2019, just thinking about you every day. And she says, I had a nightmare that I was in the elevator with R. Kelly and you came and saved me.
Wow.
Love you so much.
Wow.
Bro. Cooking her.
And this is
Wow.
crazy because this is years after she left. She left in mid 2017, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And
They're
she's
lying.
sending this shit to him years later.
They're lying, bro.
Wow, okay, so basically,
they're lying.
From what I'm getting from you, Mel,
they're lying.
Brian Steele single-handedly destroyed probably the government's top witness in this case.
Yeah, they're lying, bro.
Yeah, let me show you how he blew her away, though. Right?
But Diddy did beat on
So
people.
after she makes this
He's gonna
statement,
get
Brian
get
says,
jammed up with a lot of
"You
shit,
mean the
but not that
person that
sexual stuff. They're
violated
lying on
you,
all that. But
you
Diddy's
sent
violent,
him
bro.
this message
And he would
that
pull
he
up to
was
your
gonna
house
save
and be in your house,
the
wait
guy
for you.
who violated you. Bro,
Diddy don't play, bro.
Bro, she ready for Thanksgiving this year already.
Wow. Okay.
He's on a high level.
Diddy pulling up to your house, bro.
And the reason why this is so important, and I want to really explain this to the audience more. You already know this from being in a courtroom.
Yes, sir.
You guys, just the fact that number one, the lead AUSA, Comey, did the direct examination. They took painstaking effort to keep her identity hidden. They took painstaking effort to escort her into the room and make sure that, you know, the artist can't even draw a picture of her. They took effort to not allow journalists to publish her name or take pictures or any of this other stuff. So the reason, the fact that they took all these measures to ensure that she would testify, because I guarantee you she said, I'm not going to testify, I'm not going to testify. The government had to make these concessions for her to testify. That tells me, the fact that they bent over backwards to protect their identity the way that they're doing, that tells me that she was probably their top witness. Because, you know, she had the abuse, she had the sexual assault, she worked for Diddy for so long, so the government's probably looking at her as like, okay, this is gonna be our star witness outside of
Home
Cassie.
run.
Because if I'm not mistaken, this woman doesn't have a lawsuit out yet, right?
Oh, the lawsuit's gonna come.
That came out today. She has a lawsuit in the works.
Yep, it's coming. Knew it. Called it. It's coming.
It's
coming, man. Money grabs,
he
man.
insinuated, he painted that picture. So
okay, so
lawsuit coming.
Because not only did she deal with all the abuse and stuff like that, but she wasn't like a girlfriend like Cassie was. So they needed her to show that he abuses his employees, right? He abuses his girlfriend Cassie, and then they need her to show that he abuses employees.
He beat on people?
So the fact that Brian Steele was able to really destroy her credibility is huge, because I think the three main witnesses for the government in this case,
He did beat on people, but he did treat a lot of people good too, though. A lot of people love P.
and then
Diddy.
this woman that's gonna come, the single mom that he met in 2020, that
Based
he
off
did
of
the
their
freak-off
messages
with.
and shit.
I think those are the government's top.
Seemed like
three
they loved
witnesses.
him.
And then I'd put Dawn as the fourth from Danny D. Kane, and that's what I would.
I mean, dude's like a
assume
billionaire, bro.
Those are the government's like main witnesses. But the fact that Diddy's defense destroyed Dawn, made her look stupid with the skillet incident of getting hit in the head with the frying pan. Diddy's defense made Mia look stupid, right? Just now, like you said. Then we got obviously Cassie, who had some really good testimony in some parts, but in some parts,
Yeah, we
they
gotta get
also
the Iron Man out there.
Like when she was cheating on Alex.
Iron Man in the air.
For $10 and $20 million. Her cheating and her promiscuity. So really, you know, they beat up two of his witnesses, and then the third one, Cassie, got like she's in the middle. So this fourth witness, they're gonna need to hit a home run with her, because Mia just got totally shit on. Was he able to impeach her or no?
Capricorn Clark was a heavy hitter too, though.
Oh yeah. She was one of their stronger witnesses.
She made it a movie. She turned it into a movie with the warehouse and all this corporate building and
she the big thing with her, I think the reason why they needed her so bad is because she confirmed the Kid Cudi story.
Absolutely.
She was the only eyewitness. Yeah, she was the only eyewitness.
Yeah, we gotta
really
get
that
them
saw
out the
it.
air,
So,
man.
the
We need
police
like a
corroborated
Punisher or
her
something. We need hit
statement
scan.
'cause they saw the Cadillac there with the license plate. So there's no doubt about it that Diddy was in fact on that day at Kitty's property or close to it at some point.
She put him in the house. So then she went on to say, Diddy, just sending you all the love in the world.
See, they love Diddy.
They're having her say it out loud, and she's saying it so creepily. You know, it's just so crazy. So anyway, Brian Steele basically says, you know, how is it that you could say this about a guy
He's abusing you.
Is basically abusing you.
Yeah.
Right? She says, well,
he's not.
It's because of psychology and this and that. So he asked her, he says, why do you keep referencing psychology? Why don't you use your own?
How did I die? Yo, how did I die from Rocket when he was dead? What blew up? What the fuck was that?
Lost for words.
Yeah, because also, so what Brian Steele was trying to insinuate is that she was prepared by a psychologist to use these buzz terms during her testimony.
Oh, I guess him and freaking Penny have something that blows up.
My therapist told me this. She never tells you her answer.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it basically looked very rehearsed and inauthentic. So, so the jury doesn't believe her. You would say they don't buy it.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't.
Cooked. All right, that's right. That's why you pay him the big bucks, man. He got rid of one of Diddy's top. He got rid of literally one of Diddy's top accusers, and this was the power of having a good defense team, embarrassing her with her own emails and social media posts and stuff like that. Okay, so who went after her? Because you said Brian had her until about 2 p.m. I'm assuming they had time to get one more witness in or not?
Yeah, so they were able to bring in the hotel manager that I started to talk about before.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Hold on.
Damn, P. Diddy, bro.
Hey, Sal, I'm on live. I'll hit you right back.
The P. Diddy case crazy, bro.
Take care. I see a sniper.
I'm on live. I'll hit you right. I'm on live. I'll hit you right back. All right.
All right. All right. Sorry about that. So, okay. So
no problem.
This hotel guy. So, go ahead. What's?
It's a female. Yeah, female.
Okay. What did they bring her for? To confirm Diddy's other aliases?
Yeah, so she basically talked about the whole hotel. They're building the scene, so when Jules come and talk about this whole beating, they have all the.
You gotta get on her base if you can. No, man.
So she broke down the hotel. How does it work?
Which hotel was this one?
This is the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, Beverly Hills. So, you know, basically they pulled up a lot of charts showing you the reservation notes, and in the notes, Diddy was basically asking for a newspaper, and he also asked for 5 candles or what have you. So he would send them out to get candles. So that kind of builds to the point where the sex workers talked about there was always candles for the freak off.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but you know what?
Go ahead.
On cross-examination, though, I thought that the female, I forget her name, but she made a good point. She only had one question, and she says, did you have a Philippines, I believe, from January 22nd, 2012 to January the 24th of 2012? And was there a guest in the room named Dominique Neal? So that paints a picture now that maybe Jules is not just coming for Cassie, there's another person in the room. So I think they leave themselves open to try to wiggle Diddy out of this situation or to create some doubt.
Maximum!
That was the only question.
Okay, so and I let me explain this real quick to the audience because they might be confused. Why the hell's a hotel? I'm assuming this was a hotel manager, right?
Yeah. So 17 years.
17 years there. So chat, what they do a lot of times is they need to authenticate certain pieces of evidence, right? So in this case, they need to demonstrate that Diddy uses different names and aliases when he stays in these hotels to do the freak-offs. So they did this last week or 2 weeks ago when I was there, where they brought in a hotel guy, the manager, I forget what the name of the La Matage or some shit like that in LA. And he did the same exact thing. He comes in, hey, here's our profile for Mr. Combs. These are the different names he uses. This is the credit card that he uses. These are the days that he stayed. This is, and I remember one thing that stood out to me was there was $1,000 hold every single time he stayed at the hotel. And that was because he was prone to leave candle wax on the sheets and destroy the rooms. So, you know, and that was kind of authorized by his assistant, KK, Katie Crum or Christina Crum or whatever her name is, where she would authorize his black Amex card to be charged an extra $1,000 for, you know, problem, like any mess that he left behind, because these freak-offs would obviously leave baby all over the place and candle wax and all this other shit. So I'm assuming that you're saying that they're trying to bring Jules in, who, Chad, if you guys remember, Jules was one of the main escorts that Diddy and Cassie used for these freak-offs. So I'm assuming he's going to come in and testify about using this hotel in LA to have sex with Cassie.
Diddy, yo, behind us? What the fuck's going on?
Foundation of the hotel, bring in that hotel manager, show that Diddy did stay at this hotel, show them any reservations he made, show them any names that he utilized, and then that's going to legitimize Jules's testimony more when he says, oh yeah, we would go to this hotel and do the freak-offs here, because Diddy and Cassie would organize these hotels and use like different names. I know Cassie had a couple of different names that she would use as well when she reserved this stuff, right?
Jackie Starr was her name.
Yep.
But you know what came out also in court on Friday? That Kim Porter used that same name. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, wow. It's crazy.
Dang, why didn't my team come up and help, man? Y'all are useless, man. Holy shit. I mean, I fucking and y'all are like sitting back there hiding 30 feet back, looking up the hill.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, she testified
So fucking whole day fucking looking down there fucking trash, man.
Did Kim Porter do the
like, dude, they're sitting there just hiding down the hill, man.
I'll say that, but they kind of, I guess, because she died, they wanted to let her have peace, you know.
Okay.
But let me. Here's one. I have another short 8, but I just want to tell you this here. What he did a good job of breaking down is that she kept all these photos on her Instagram, the scrapbook, put all these photos together. He walked her through. You mean when you had this incident at Prince's house where, you know, you build it out like a movie and Diddy goes out in the yard, he catches Cassie, beat her down. You have any pictures of that? Any notes of that? You have any witnesses of that? And he walked through all these scenarios that she told us about, and she has no pictures, no proof, no nothing. So he did a good job with her.
Well, and you know, the other thing too is with the whole Prince situation, I didn't even know Mia was there. I thought it was Carrie Morgan that was there with her when that whole Prince thing happened.
Yeah, no, it came out in court, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else that we missed? So basically, it was Brian Steele on cross-examination all day,
Garbage
and then
DPS,
this hotel
man.
manager. And the hotel manager,
8, 9, 11,
typically
11.
they don't hit them with much on cross-examination because like they're just there to testify to the documents. So it's like it's all matter of fact. So you said the defense only asked one question, and that was about what did they ask?
Yeah, they
had no
basically just asked
DPS,
her about
as
the
usual.
other individual that was in the room because there's a guest list for each room.
Yeah.
And you have this person named Dominique.
There you go.
That's also Neil that's in the room. So that leaves a window that maybe this person is doing freak. You know what I'm saying? That something else is going on other than Cassie and Diddy having freak offs.
Okay. Okay. So they did that to kind of put in
you
there.
know, they're going to track Jules coming from New York over state lines to L.A., but there's another
Yo, what's up,
person in
Dougie?
the room, so maybe they have this argument that's going to really set Diddy free or create enough doubt.
I gotta end this live because I gotta go get my car.
Yeah, no, I definitely see. All right. Well, I guess, and then tomorrow you said someone's
I'll
gonna
be
who's
back
gonna
later.